What's up, guys? Welcome back to part 2, or I guess episode 2 of our NASCAR Heat 3 series, where we do all 3 series in NASCAR Heat 3 championship season. But this was the Cup Series Daytona 500, which I picked William Byron for the season. And I'm kind of at a very out of temper right now because I just did the whole voiceover for all 13 minutes, right? And it was basically for nothing, because I'm on Share Factory, I clicked circle, I was going to save my project and exit, and I was going to upload the video later. And I somehow accidentally clicked exit without saving, and there was no are you sure button, so there went all of the stuff I just recorded. So I basically just talked for 13 minutes and 17 seconds for absolutely no reason. So time to do this again as, again, I didn't qualify for this race. I didn't qualify for any of the Daytona races. And, it was kind of calm. I was on the outside lane, holding my own, kind of like in the Xfinity race. I kind of like how the outside lane isn't so bad in this game at restricted weight tracks. It actually seems pretty useful in some cases as we were able to make up some positions and get past that 66 car of Timmy Hill and just trying to push Rush Chastain, but not really any eventful stuff right now, just me trying to make it some positions. Move on to around lap 5 here, where again we were just moving up positions, trying to get past Alex Bowman in that 88, our teammate for Hendrick Motorsports. As we actually got some trouble with Kyle Busch, he actually slams the outside wall, and I start braking because I think there was going to be a caution. But there actually ends up not being a caution, and Kyle Busch, that's going to slow up a good last bit of the field. Tough break for Kyle Busch, and he'll actually DNF out of this race with, I guess, a blown engine or a blown tire and the impact of the wall. I don't know. I was just surprised that wasn't caution, to be honest. But we are there was kind of a spread out within the pack here, and I had Eric Jones draft, and I was just trying to stay with him because I knew that this pack right there and right up in front of us would catch the lead pack. So I just set a goal to just stay in Eric Jones's draft, and we should be good here. And that's exactly what we did. Jimmy Johnson, who was leading our pack, got up to the back of the lead pack, and we were able to catch them at one point, but it just took a little bit longer for about 2 more laps here as we move on to where we actually do catch them. We're going to make an outside move on the 20 car of Eric Jones. His first season in the 20 cars, last season he was the 77 in that 5-hour Energy Toyota, I believe. I think most of us remember that at least. Lap 9 of 26 here. Some guys actually started coming into the pits. Probably about half of this lead pack we had here. But guys like Martin Truex Jr. had actually pitted a lap beforehand. They pitted very early. Only about 2 guys. It was MTJ and someone else who pitted it this time. As you can see, Martin Truex Jr., he was in 39th, which is technically dead last, considering Kyle Busch is already DNF'd. There was some smoke in front of us, so I actually kind of went under the WL line there, just in case there was a wreck. But turns out there wasn't, and I decided I was coming into the pits in this time. Now, the rest of the lead pack kind of had a gap on me, and I was a little concerned entering the pit lane, but I ended up making up for it as I gained so much time entering the pits here, almost passing AJ Allmendinger. However you pronounce his last name, I think AJ Allmendinger. I think it's something like that. But we would end up actually having. It turns out we actually have to take 2 pit stops in this race. With the first one out of 2 being right now we were about 6 laps short on fuel. As we actually got a pretty good pit stop here. We'll get a 14.9 at the end of the day. And we will end up coming out second on pit road with Kyle Larson behind me and Danica Patrick. Yes, Danica Patrick behind Larson, because Danica did race one race in the 2018 season. That was at Daytona, but they kind of put her in as a full-time crew, you could say, in this game. So yeah, we're just going to have to deal with that for now. as Kurt Busch, he's actually going to get a good run, and I just let him go by because there's no point in blocking that. That would probably cause a wreck. But Joey Logano had a huge gap on us, as you can see him up there, and I knew they were going to catch it. That we were going to catch him pretty easily in about a matter of 4 laps at the very most. So I kind of just settle in the pack here, and as we skip towards where I actually catch Joey Logano. So when we caught him, AJ Allmendinger got to the back bumper of the 22 and was looking to make a move immediately here at Daytona, as Kyle Larson was right behind him, and I was obviously in 4th, and Danica Patrick rounding out the top 5. We hadn't had a caution yet, so I actually am sure at this point that we were going to go green to the end. And it looks like that it would say that way right here, as AJ Allmendinger getting closer and closer to that 22. And it's obvious we were going to get a pretty good run on him once we got fully up to him. And AJ Allmendinger, we all kind of help him out. The Chevys kind of helping each other out here, as AJ will actually get to the inside of the 22 just barely now, in turns 3 and 4, and him and Larson would actually get past him as I would get to the inside of the 22. But heading into the tri-oval, AJ Allmendinger has some trouble. He blows a tire and smacks into the outside wall. Pretty devastating impact right there. But his day is not done. He's not DNF'd, unlike Kyle Busch, who DNF'd from basically the same impact. So that was a little interesting, seeing that his car could stay in the race and Kyle Busch just could not. But hey, and it also turns out that the 47 actually had a way bigger impact than the 18. But the 18 probably had a blown engine anyways. But otherwise from that, we head on with 8 laps to go here in the Daytona 500. And I will get a huge jump as I actually restarted first here. Yeah, we'll get a huge jump, but at Daytona, this really isn't that good of a thing, as Kyle Larson will get a huge run. I just move out the way for him, as he just shot like a rocket in my rearview mirror. So, we'd have to settle in right in front of Danica Patrick, and you can see Martin Truex Jr. He's creeping back up through the field here in that 78 machine, as here comes Ryan Blaney, and he will actually get past me and put me in the 4th position before I could actually get to the inside lane here. But AJ Allmendinger, he comes in behind me. I was actually surprised he was really keeping up, to be honest. I expected him to have a lot of damage, but I guess the game, you could say, didn't really give him that much damage, because he was still, like, restarting second. So, yeah, but we're going to have to just move on from it. As we had Kevin Harvick behind us in the 6th position. And, you know, I saw the AI kind of in the corner like to run the outside lane. Double file on the outside. So, make sure to pay attention to that nearing the end of this race here. As we'll actually catch up to Larson, Danica, and Blaney and Truex, as Ryan Blaney will actually take the lead here in the Daytona 500 with just 6 laps to go. So, we're closing in on the end of this race, and leading now is crucial. But you're kind of sitting duck when you're leading at this position, because people are going to do whatever they can to get past you. Ryan Blaney, again, he was a sitting duck, and Danica Patrick was coming in right behind him as we move on to where actually Danica will end up passing Ryan Blaney, and he ended up getting shuffled back to the outside lane, and he fell back right back there. If you can see him, he's on kind of the outside of Paul Menard, closing in on it. But Danica would end up taking the lead, and during this, Martin Truex Jr. and Kevin Harvick would get to the inside, as Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex were trying to do whatever they can, whatever they could to get past Danica. And Kevin Harvick's going to take advantage of Danica leaving open the inside lane, surprisingly, here. Maybe she misjudged what Kevin Harvick was going to end up doing there, but it fails. what she thought he was going to do, as Kevin Harvick will take the lead here in the Daytona 500, coming to 2 laps to go. This is crunch time, and Martin Truex Jr. He is now leering to the inside of the 4 car, and here comes Paul Menard in the 4th position. As Harvick, he's actually going to do basically the same thing that Danica did, but this time he'll actually barely get in front and block Martin Truex Jr. But I gave Martin Truex Jr. a huge boost into the corner when he checked up, because Harvick blocked him, and that'll actually give Truex enough momentum to the point where he could get to the inside of the 4 and take the lead actually from coming to the final lap here in the Daytona 500. I'll actually also get to the inside of Kevin Harvick as well. And Kevin Harvick's day looked closer and closer to getting done here. Here comes Brad Keselowski in that too. It's not really been that much of a factor all day, or at least been up front battling for the lead, but here he is now. Final lap here at the Daytona 500. I get in hood view just to see how close I am to MTJ's bumper. And I decided to go with him, try to get his draft, try to get a run on him, but it wasn't really working. I was expecting Paul Menard to maybe give me a little bit of an extra push, but that ended up not happening, as we ended up going around 207 and 206 miles per hour down the backstretch here at Daytona. But there wasn't really a run coming, and I didn't have enough momentum to get a run on Truex. And coming out of turns 3 and 4, Martin Truex Jr. will end up winning here in the Daytona 500, the 60th annual Great American Race. Let's go over the results here, as starting with 11th, go down, and also tie break for Ryan Newman and Kyle Busch. Ryan Newman DNF'd, I guess. Maybe that could have been during the backstretch here, but anyways, here's the replay. Another replay of Kyle Busch and his incident. Again, a tough day for him. It just sucks to have to end that way for him here in the Daytona 500. As here you can see some of the stories of the day, like Joey Logano getting the fastest lap led, and me being on the move, starting 38th and finishing 2nd. And our season standings, obviously 2nd, and Kyle Busch, tough break, started on pole and actually finished dead last. So here's the Xfinity standings, just showing you guys, make sure to look for your favorite driver here in the point standings. Also, who do you guys think will win Atlanta here in the Cup Series? You can maybe put in the comments down below. As here are the people that need points in playoff standings and stuff like that, which Elliott Sadler has locked himself into. And here are the truck standings, and you can look for your favorite truck driver, or, yeah. But, otherwise from that, I hope you guys all had a great day, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to please like